I'm not sure if anyone remembers a show called Postman Pat. It used to be one of the favourites of mine when I was little, and as I got older I moved on to more exciting things. However, try as I might, I still have the soft spot for the show, even as an adult. The show itself doesn't really air often or much where I am, so the episodes that are available I watch on websites like YouTube. One day I was scrolling through YouTube and decided to watch some episodes of the show, only for nostalgia's sake, and to my surprise, I came across an episode called Return to Sender, the thumbnail being a low-quality black and white image of Postman Pat and just the cat. Cool, a Postman Pat lost episode tape. I thought to myself, well aware of the craze. I knew most of the videos like that were hoaxes, and not many of them creeped me out. Nevertheless, I was curious about what demented soul had done to my Postman Pat. To my surprise, I noticed that the video's length was abnormally long. 2 hours to be exact. This is pretty unheard of, but not unusual for compilation videos for TV shows. Also, I thought, at first I knew sure as hell I wasn't going to sit through and watch the whole thing, so I decided to watch as much as I could before moving on to something else. The video began with a low-quality black and white intro to the show, which the usual cheerful background music being equally as distorted and reversed. But besides that, the intro to the show played out normally before concluding, and the episode began. It began with a still image of a black and white Postman Pat standing outside a house with just the cat sitting in a basket beside it. Pat stood with a parcel in his hands not moving, as he looked lifelessly at the parcel, which lasted a good few minutes. I got bored, so I decided to click on another video on my recommended tab, which played out normally, and I quickly dismissed Return to Sender as some crappy troll video made by some bored idiot, as I'd seen similar videos in my time. However, things got weird. The video changed into static before returning to the image of Pat staring at the parcel, unmoving and lifeless, with the time changing to 12 hours. I was completely awestruck. This was impossible, and not even a virus could explain that. I quickly closed the tab entirely, not wanting to proceed with the video any further. However, the tab quickly popped up, and I found that my mouse was no longer functioning properly, unable to move, and my keyboard wasn't functioning, as the screen changed to Pat staring at the parcel again, with the 12-hour timer still counting down. I tried manually turning my computer off, but the power button just wouldn't work. The video only then changed to it zooming in on the parcel Pat was holding. The quality was still very low, but I could make out the stamp had the text "Return to Sender" on it. It then froze on that screen as I could hear the sound of weeping growing louder and louder. The parcel was then dropped, and as it fell to the ground in slow motion, the background audio changed to the sound of a cat hissing and then crying out in pain, while flashes of mutilated cats in black and white and in colour flashed on the screen rapidly as it focused on the parcel as it fell. This lasted a good while before finally stopping, returning to Pat standing in place, looking at the parcel again, which was now in his hands. However, I noticed that the basket, not just the cat, was now missing from the scene entirely. Pat opened the parcel before he immediately broke down, covering his face as he wept horribly. He dropped the parcel once more, and once it hit the ground, a small fuzzy paw poked out from inside of it, lifeless, and at that point the video turned to black. There being no credits to the show, it just faded to black, as the 12-hour timer still ticked down, as finally my computer shut off. To this day, I'm not sure what this video was, or what it was even about, and in truth, I don't think I want to know anyway. If you see this video on YouTube yourself, or any other site for that matter, I'd advise you not to watch it. You know what they say, right? Curiosity killed the cat.